Hello everyone, I'm Ankur Chaudhary from hitbullseye.com and I welcome you all to this special video lecture on how to prepare current GK for various MBA entrance examinations. Now, as we all know, a significant number of MBA exams like SNAP, XAT, NMAT, IIFT, etc. have a specific section on general knowledge. Now also, this particular section is a source of nightmare for a large number of MBA aspirants due to various challenges involved in preparation of this section. Like, firstly, there's a large amount of unfamiliarity of the topics involved. Also, as far as current GK is concerned, it requires regularly keeping yourself updated with the latest happenings from India and across the world. Also, another problem is that it takes considerable amount of background knowledge as well as conceptual clarity for you to understand a particular news piece. So during the course of this lecture, I will be taking you through the past year trends as far as current GK questions are concerned. Further, we'll talk about the broad areas from which you might expect questions as far as current GK is concerned. Also, I'll be giving you a sound strategy to prepare this section and the best resources from which you can study from. So let us start with an analysis of the past year paper with regard to the current GK question and the weightage attached to them across various MBA exams with a GK section. As you can see from the table in front of you, that the weightage of current GK questions varies considerably across examinations. Furthermore, you must keep in mind that the ratio given to you in this table is not fixed, as the syllabus is not fixed for these exams. So you might as well expect these ratios to vary considerably across years in a single examination. So the basic learning from this is that you have to keep your preparation balanced as far as current GK and static GK portion is concerned. Moving on with the analysis part of this presentation, now we take a look at the relative levels of difficulty of GK questions across various MBA examinations. It is generally seen that exams like IIFT and XAT have a very higher level of difficulty for GK questions when you compare it to MAT and CMAT. Now, this is very important for you to keep in mind if you're targeting any one of these examinations. Next up, we take a look at the strategy that you must adopt to prepare for current GK. First of all, we'll see what are the various broad areas from which you might expect questions from. First of all is economy. This is very important as far as any B school examination is concerned. So economy can be broadly divided into two parts: world economy and Indian economy. Now, as far as world economy is concerned, you must keep yourself updated with the latest meetings and decisions of major international economic organizations like World Bank, IMF, New Development Bank, etc. As far as Indian economic current affairs is concerned, you must keep a tab on the various economic and financial decisions taken by the government of India. Also, you must keep a tab on any new appointments to major economic organizations like RBI, NABARD, National Housing Board, etc. Furthermore, you must also remember the key highlights of the latest union budget released by the union government, of course, and also keep a tab on the recent trends as far as major macroeconomic indicators like inflation, GDP growth, IIP growth rate, etc. are concerned. Moving on to the next important area from which current GK questions are asked, that is business and corporate news. You must bear in mind this is very important if you talk about SNAP and the IIFT written test. Now, as far as this section is concerned, you must keep a tab on recent mergers and acquisitions, and especially so if an Indian company acquires a company or a stake in another company abroad. Also, you must note down any new appointments to major Indian and global companies, especially their CEOs, CFOs, etc. Another thing that is very important for your paper is any new tagline or motto introduced by a major company of India and abroad. When you talk about current affairs or current GK related to Indian polity, what is important is any laws, bills or constitutional amendments which have been recently passed or are being considered currently by the union government. Also, what is important is any new appointments made to very high level judicial, executive or other positions in the government. Further, you will do well to note down the features of major social sector schemes announced by the Government of India. Moving on to the next topic, which is also very important, that is science and technology. Invariably, you will find 2 to 5 questions on recent breakthroughs and achievements as far as science and technology is concerned in various MBA examinations. So the relevant areas for you are space, defense, telecommunications, information technology, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, etc. Next, we talk about the type of question which involves people in news who have been in news recently because they have won certain international or national awards. They have been honored by other countries, especially if you talk about people of Indian origin, and also authors of recently released books. As far as the sports section is concerned, you might expect questions on the cities where major sporting tournaments like Grand Slam and Grand Prix, etc. have been held. Also, the winners of these tournaments are important, especially so if the person who has won is an Indian. Next, we move on to a category that is miscellaneous. This involves questions which cannot be categorized in any of the above categories. So you might have questions on various cultural festivals of India, also the celebration of different international days like World Environment Day. So now that you understand the broad areas from which you can expect questions from as far as current GK is concerned, let's move on to the strategy part of this presentation. Firstly, it is imperative for you to go through the past 3 to 4 years of question papers to get a feel of the nature and type of questions which you can expect in various papers. Also, as far as various MBA examinations are concerned, there are certain topics which you need to focus a little bit more upon, that is Indian and world economy, as well as business and corporate related general knowledge. Now, of course, most of you must have heard this. The best source to prepare current GK is definitely the newspapers. Now, how to read the newspapers, how to make notes of the newspapers has been covered in a separate video lecture by hitbullseye.com. Otherwise, you can also refer to any competition specific magazine like Pratiyogita Darpan, Competition Success Review, etc. Also, gk.hitbullseye.com or GK Junction provides you with a large amount of authentic and updated information and study note to prepare current GK from. Now, one most commonly asked questions by MBA aspirants is how to memorize the large amount of information, facts, data, etc. when you talk about current GK preparation. Our suggestion is that you make your own handwritten notes. Now, these notes do not have to be very elaborate, so you can just note down the facts. Secondly, it is imperative, it is essential for you to review or revise your notes multiple times before you eventually sit for the examination that you're targeting. Only then will you be able to remember or recall the facts. In the next section of this presentation, I'll be taking you through a brief tour of our website gk.hitbullseye.com to help you locate the sources for studying current GK. So you can log on to hitbullseye.com, and if you scroll down, you will see the logo of GK Junction. So you may also type in gk.hitbullseye.com to directly reach the GK Junction. On this, you will see a large number of tabs covering various aspects of current GK preparation as well as static GK preparation. So if you go to current GK, you will come across this monthly cover story. Over here, we cover an issue of national or international importance in a very comprehensive and detailed manner. Next, you have the section on GK snippets of the month. So these are nothing but monthly current affairs. Over here, you will find very concise, authentic and validated notes as far as current GK is concerned. Furthermore, if you go to the next tab, you will find current GK tests which have been divided monthly to test your levels of preparations. Moving on, you have the next tab, that is topic of the week. Over here, again, we discuss a topic from India or abroad in a very detailed manner for your convenience. The next tab, and which is very important for your preparation, is the previous actual tests. So if you go on to MBA, then over here you can find a list of the questions or the tests as they have actually been asked in various GK sections of different MBA examinations like IIFT, SNAP, XAT, etc. So beyond the study material that I just gave you a brief overview of, we also have uploaded a large number of strategy and academic related video lectures like the one that you're watching right now. Also, we have uploaded a large number of free tests which have been divided area-wise, section-wise, as well as full-length tests for you to test your levels of preparation. After you take these mock tests with us, we provide with an in-depth, intuitive analysis for you to refine your preparations by identifying your strengths and weaknesses in a very efficient manner. To get access to free videos, lectures, notes, study material, etc., I suggest you make your free login ID with hitbullseye.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Hit Bullseye. Thank you.